what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm back with two very special guests, Jackie and Stefanie from She's All Batch. Jackie and Stefanie, how are you?
Good. How are you? We're excited to be back. I'm excited to be in my pettiest form. Yes.
I know. I
So
feel like
excited.
we've already been petty this morning about a lot of
Exactly.
things. I'm so glad you both are back. What is new in Bachelor Nation? Like, you both cover the ins and outs of The Bachelor, and I feel like we're at like a pinnacle moment right now.
I would say so.
Well, the craziest thing is that literally everyone is breaking up. And it came right
Yeah.
after the Bachelor in Paradise finale. We just released our first ever video episode on YouTube. Like our show is primarily just audio on our podcast, but we went to a studio and two of the couples announced their breakup after the episode, which is just so rude and inconsiderate to our
Yes.
schedule. So we
Yes.
were a little bummed about that, but just more so in shock that all three couples that left the show within 3 days of each other, all done. It's like no one even cares anymore. It's a joke.
I know. Because usually, and like I was a Bachelor girly up until I would say Becca Kufrin season, but like I feel like they had commitments that they would have to at least pretend for like 6 months, and now it's just like, okay, we'll just post our own Instagram. And I saw that the Bachelor account posted like the
rings.
the zoomed in ring shot, and they had already announced that they had broken up.
The comments on that post was like, that obviously was like a scheduled post, or that
Yeah.
intern is getting fired. Whoever scheduled that, they're getting fired. But all the comments are like, bro, read the room. Like literally 15 minutes prior to that, everyone announced that they were breaking up. So it was just really unfortunate timing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's rough too, because like we invested a whole season of Bachelor in Paradise only to really have nothing come out of it. And I really feel so strongly that the show needs to do something different. I don't quite know what, but it's getting kind of hard to keep the faith when it just kind of feels like, and people had said this throughout the show while they were recording, and in it they're like, it feels like we're just playing Paradise. And I think that's the problem, is like the show has been on Bachelor in Paradise now for several years, so people know what to do, what not to do, you know, link up with someone that you maybe don't even necessarily really like, but they want to stay on the show as long as possible. I feel like they just gotta like switch it up. Like, okay, we can have Bachelor in Paradise, but now change it into something else that's like that people don't know the game of already, so that like it's more fresh, so that they can't prepare. Right? People are too prepared, and it's just like so inauthentic. I feel like that's the key to reality TV. Like every 3 to 4 seasons, you need like a new show, so that people can't come in like as experts of the show, just like playing the show. You know.
Totally.
We said in our episode, there's one girl that on the last day says to the guy that she's dating, quote unquote, and she's like, I just don't think it's romantically there. But they just got together in the previous episode. And it's like, well, why didn't you realize that last episode? Because you obviously wanted to stay on for another episode.
Yeah,
so, and
to
everyone
get
knows
paid.
that watching. I mean, even their payment isn't all that. It's like $400 a day.
$100.
But I think it's more for like one more episode is a lot more exposure.
Right.
So I get it in that sense. But like as a viewer, we want to at least pretend that people are trying to establish relationships. And they're not even pretending anymore. Like, well, you didn't watch Paradise?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Because I'm at the same point that you're talking about. Like it seems so like I've seen this before, or that you're faking it, or that you're here for another reason. Like it's exactly what I think the main show's problem is too currently.
And that's why I think Golden was so good, because that was something new.
Yes, because they changed it. And then they got the ratings that they want. And yeah, I think actually a show that does this really well, that is similar but not really, but is Survivor, because it was the same. Like Survivor's been on, I think we're in our 44th season, and I know, and I've watched all 44, and
no,
but like they changed it up because it was the exact same thing where it was like people figured out the format, so they introduced idols, and then people figured that out, so they introduced idol nullifiers, or like losing your vote, or like just other things to like switch it up, different puzzles, different challenges, so one person isn't like gaming the system, or like making it really boring. And I just feel like Bachelor needs that so bad.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
agreed. They need to set them up to like lie detectors or something. Like, do you really like Blake? Do you really want to date him? And like have them like be set up to a lie detector.
Well, they
to
almost
see.
Yeah.
There has to be something.
Yeah,
then-
they almost tried that
What?
a little bit with like the truth box, and then they had all these little like dates
God.
where like someone like alum from Bachelor Nation, like Hannah Brown, would come down and be like, "Let's do a campfire where we're gonna say the truth about people." And I feel like they tried to do little things like that to stir the pot, but it didn't quite land the way I think Stefanie like. Yeah, you're right. Like what is it? A lie detector? Yeah, a lie detector would.
A lie detector.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, or just like maybe change the rules where like you don't necessarily have to be in a couple to stay on, so that people would actually be more motivated to wait and actually wait for someone who they actually want to be with, or they're not going to like force something with someone that they don't like. I don't know. There's a million different things they could do, but it's just like, I feel like me and Stefanie always have to come up with the ideas for this show every single time.
I know. Why
mean-
is it us? I know. It's the viewers that are always like, let's do something different. Whereas like what are the producers
Right. It's like
doing?
you guys have literally one job and you can't even do that.
Did you watch Bachelor Pad back in the day?
Yes. And
So like
yes, that was
bring it back. I don't
Yes,
understand.
100%.
It literally was like the most brilliant show. And to your point, Jackie, like another reason to stay on the show. Like if you won a challenge, you got to stay, and then you got a rose, and you could save someone, and it's all like manipulation. And even you could be the most popular person in the house, and you could still get voted out based on like what's going on and like the manipulation going on. So
totally.
And the rules were always changing, which is gosh, as we're talking about this, I feel like this could be a whole episode trying to change up like what the Bachelor should be. But I remember it would be like, in one episode, it'd be like the girls have the power tonight and they're sending home one guy, but then randomly they'd come in and be like, actually, you know what? The guys have the power.
Yes.
They would just literally walk in and change the rules, and everyone would get so pissed, but literally in the rules, it said we could change the rules whenever we want. So it was true. It was no, it's God, guys, there's 3 seasons. Just spend the
TV.
Spend the $20 on iTunes. It's brilliant, really.
Yeah, it is. And I think the other piece that I really think Bachelor Nation is missing or messing up is that we have to miss the show. It's too much right now, especially with social media where we can keep up with all the contestants in between. Like I remember again peak television where it was like, oh my God, I'm starved for like this content. And like I will like sit down and watch it like appointment TV, and like we just don't have that.
No, I know.
anymore.
I remember like when back in the day when like fall TV would come back and you had gone literally all summer without your favorite show. There's nothing like that feeling, and we don't get that anymore.
I know. I remember when like they would drop the schedules
and
like,
the trailers
schedules, and I would like. Yes, I would like go online and then I would like write it all out, like with pen and paper, like what I was gonna watch.
That's so funny.
Oh my God.
It's like Christmas morning.
Literally.
I know. Okay, can you fill me in like for 2 seconds about it's Jerry, right?
Gary. It's
Gary.
spelled Jerry, but
okay.
pronounced
It's spelled
spelling is
Jerry.
confusing.
Yes, I literally was like, I knew that, but I was like, I know I'm gonna fuck this up. Okay, so his scandal. Is it really as bad as people are saying?
I don't think so. We talked about this a little bit on our podcast.
not at all.
I'm not really sure what this scandal is. The article was pretty much like his wife passed away and he dated someone. Full stop. Like that's it.
Yeah.
The issue is that he didn't say it on the show, but as we know, like he doesn't necessarily have control over what's shown. And if he was like prepped by producers to not reveal certain things, like this is like a 71-year-old man. You think he's like really trying to be malicious?
Scheming,
right.
Yeah.
And I think if the craziest thing that this guy's done is have a job that he didn't talk about on the show and date someone after his wife passed away, I think he's a pretty good guy. And I think it's crazy that they really tried to villainize him, and the timing of the article being right before the finale. Like it was very strategic.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like BS.
Yeah,
to
because
be
they like to
honest.
put people in little
Totally.
boxes, right? Like it's not as powerful of a story to be like he's a
Yes.
widower, but then he also one time dated someone casually for about a year, and now he's looking for
Totally.
love. It's like just they're gonna say like, oh,
You
he's a
have to
widower
have
and
the
hasn't had a
love.
serious relationship since,
Yes.
or
Yes.
like I think the whole job thing was he was a restaurateur at one point and then retired and then did other jobs after that. But it's like that doesn't sound as good. It's just like retired restaurateur. Like that's like
Restaurateur.
the audience is
Yeah.
not capable of consuming all these different like little details of every single path of his life. So I don't fault him for that.
It said in the
Totally.
article, like, are they purposely trying to leave this out, or they're just trying to reveal like a shinier, more buffed up package? And it's like, have you never watched TV before? Like, of course they're doing a
Yes.
shinier, more buffed up package. That's what
Yes.
television is. Like, do you want
Totally.
him to literally sit there and read his resume to you on TV? I don't
Yes.
understand what people want. But
Totally.
there are people that have jumped ship and they're like anti-Gary now.
I know. That's what I see the sentiments online and I'm like, oh my God, what did this man do? And then I read the articles and I was like, this doesn't seem like a big deal. Cause I always think like, what would they say about my job or whatever? And like, they would say podcaster or whatever. And it's like, that's not even my full-time job. Like they would just, put the flashy, like easy, consumable title, digestible title.
You only have one line
Totally.
there under like your name and age.
Totally. The Chiron. Yeah. Man, oh man. So, we wish Gary the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's get into our topics for today. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift being nominated as, or I guess given the title of Times Person of the Year. We're going to talk about Selena Gomez's new boyfriend and Hilary Duff's pregnancy news because I'm so excited. And then Stefanie and Jackie are going to nominate a Pettyweight Champion of the Week and share their This Week in Petty. So Taylor Swift was given the honor of Times Person of the Year. We got a big cover shoot and a big article. What are your like initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were, duh, of course. Like, there's never been someone more deserving of this title. No, I obviously like loved it. I am a big Taylor Swift fan. I went to the Eras tour twice. I am loving that she just is seemingly on top of the world right now. Oh wait, actually, we're recording this today. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Taylor Swift.
Yes,
December
happy
13th.
birthday, Taylor Swift.
Oh, happy birthday. How old is she?
34.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So yeah, I don't know. And I've just been loving, I feel like this whole year's theme has been like girly girl year. Like it's been the Eras tour, it's been the Barbie movie. And I've just been loving that that seeing things that are traditionally like feminine or kind of written off as girly be like the best things ever and be making like so much money to the point where like the whole world can't ignore it anymore. And I think that's been like a really fun theme of this year.
Totally.
And I feel like Taylor Swift is the epitome of that. She's always been kind of written off as like, oh, she's just like a girl writing songs about her breakups and her boyfriends. But it's like, she is one of the best songwriters of our generation. She's having like hit after hit after hit, record breaking tours and albums. It's just like, I like that the world like can't ignore her anymore and put her down in history as like one of the greats with like the Beatles.
That's crazy. That was so beautifully said. To be honest, my thought when I heard that she was Time Person of the Year, also duh. Also, Who Run the World girls. Absolutely love that. Like, this has been such a girl year. But like, I just can't even wrap my head around what it must be like to wake up in the morning and be someone that successful. Like everything you touch turns to gold. At this point, like, and there's really no stopping it now. She's at such a level of fame that like, it doesn't matter if she released a line of like ice cubes, they would be sold out in a minute. And I just can't imagine like waking up, like, how do you stay humble? And she is like a very humble person. Like, how do you stay humble when you are that phenomenal at literally everything you do?
Totally. Yeah, I totally agree that it was like, it makes so much sense. She is the like monoculture right now. Like everyone's talking about her, even if they weren't like Swifties beforehand or whatever. I think with the success for tour that people can't deny or like
it's impossible to ignore now, like
yes, like give her flowers and stuff like that. So I'm stoked for her. I don't follow like the Person of the Year stuff normally.
I don't either. Yeah.
So yeah, I think like, you know, because presidents and stuff like that have been person of the year before, people are like, oh, like what? But it's like, I think it's the person with like the most influence, or maybe the person that was talked about the most, or like had a really big year, and like that's her. So
Wait, people are questioning why she got it?
I don't think they're questioning why she got it in particular, but I think like I don't know, I think that because I don't think it's normally like a pop culture person. I think it's usually like a political power or like something like that. So I think,
but I think it's time, like people, I feel like when people say that argument, it's like, let's recognize though that like politics and culture and pop culture, like we're living in a world now where it's all incestuous and intertwined. So like, I do think a pop star can be as influential in culture as a president. Unfortunately, that's like where we're at 100% in 2023. Yeah,
totally. 100%.
Yeah, I'm looking at previous people. In 2021, it was Elon Musk.
Yeah, like that is bad. And then like he is like a super.
Well, because it's not always like, good. It's always not. It's not always someone who's getting it because they did something good for the year. It's always just like,
oh, I don't really even follow. What about the fact that though, like even besides, you know, having a phenomenal amount of fame at this point in her life, what she has done for the economy, like they're saying where she goes on tours, like all the hotels, they're like all sold out, and all these people that are now getting jobs, and like they're working at her tour, and she's going all over the world. All these people now have jobs, and they're spending money, and it's helping the economy that's like in the gutter right now. So I feel like she's really doing a lot of good for everyone.
Totally. I think that that's what the article like kind of started with, was that like there are countries that are literally begging for her to come perform
that's so
there.
Crazy.
Like they said like Hungary and like Chile and stuff like that, because she gives such an economic bump to wherever she performs. And it said that the average Eras Tour attendee spent $1,300 on like tickets, hotel, food, like costumes, like whatever to and I was like, oh, that's like too real.
And I'm like, as someone who went twice, I'm like, oh no, don't look at me.
I know. I was like that was not a good decision.
You were doing your part.
I was really just stimulating the economy. Like, yeah, sue me.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I thought the article was good. What did you both think of like the pictures? Because this is something I got to do like a deep dive on the article with Cam from What I Will Say on her Patreon. So if you want like the ins and outs, you can go head there. But like, we didn't talk about the photo shoot, and like I have thoughts.
Oh, you have thoughts. I would love to hear them.
Share your thoughts first. Yeah.
I just thought like it was very like the gray background was very Zellers. Is Zellers a Canadian deep cut?
I don't know what Zellers is. No.
Yeah, I don't know what that
it's like I was gonna say The Bay, which is another Canadian store. It would be like Sears, like a Sears photo shoot. Did you ever do those in the 90s? Yeah, okay.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. So it was very Zellers 90s photo shoot, like the gray background. I thought I didn't love the like cat.
Oh, that was my favorite one.
Like maybe it's just because I'm not like a cat girl. I don't know, but like I didn't like the flexing one. Like, I don't know. I just didn't love like some of the posing, but I really liked the zoomed up one with the red lip and the smoky eye and the curly hair. Like, I really liked that. I liked the black bodysuit, or like the black dress. I thought that was like very Audrey
with the
Hepburn,
guitar.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought it was like kind of mishmash. I like the mask, like when she was wearing like the corduroy jacket and stuff like that. Like I liked that, but I don't know. It just seemed disjointed and kind of basic, I thought.
Interesting. I did kind of like it. I mean, I think in all the photos, like she looks beautiful and like powerful, statuesque. Like she's a stunning person. I loved the cat one specifically because I just feel like the cat thing is so uniquely Taylor Swift. And I think that that's something that I think is part of like her power, is that she can take something that's so like goofy and silly and like not serious and like frivolous. Like, oh, everyone knows Taylor Swift has 3 cats and they all have weird names and she's obsessed with them. And the fact that she can just like be looking so glam on the cover of Times person of the year, doing her fancy photo shoot, and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna like throw my
With the
cat on here
cat.
because like that's what I like, and twist it into something that's just like a power move over something that's just like frivolous and silly and quirky about her. And she's like, no, yeah. And I fucking love cats and I'm gonna own it because I'm the Times Person of the Year. It's my photo shoot. I thought that's kind of like how I interpreted it. And I thought that was like
No,
kind
I
of
love
such a
that.
power play. It's like I'm the Times Person of the Year. I'm gonna put what I want to put on. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I could do
fucking
whatever
wear
I
my
want at
cat
the end of
on
the day.
cover. Which just kind of shows
Yeah.
like her
True.
influence and her power. So that's kind of how I interpreted
I think
it.
so too.
I
Yeah,
love that.
because it could be looked at as silly, but like she's like, well, I'm Time Person of the Year, so
Yeah,
I could wear a cat around my neck, and you know what? Now it's going to be a trend. That's how powerful
Yes.
I am.
No,
People are going to
but-
just walk around with cats
Mhm.
around their necks.
No, but it is powerful because there's that movie. It's like a rom-com coming out. I can't remember its name. Maybe around Christmas
The one with Sydney
time,
Sweeney, that
and-
one?
No. It's like it's a girl and she literally just has the cat that Taylor Swift had, like Irish. Is it Irish?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's some like the cat, the type of cat that she has, the main character in this movie has, and every single person online was like, Taylor Swift like directed this movie, like she's a part of it, like it's based on her life or whatever, just
Because of the cat.
the main character had the same type of cat as her. Like it is wild to me.
That's funny.
It is so
Like Taylor
crazy.
Swift invented cats, to be
did.
honest, and I think that's her like
Yes.
taking a stance on what she invented.
Yes.
Oh my God, imagine the Halloween costumes next. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween next year. Like Taylor
Oh my
Swift with the
God.
cat. Like black bodysuit, put a
Yeah.
cat on my
that's
shoulder.
that's very cute. I actually really like that.
Can you tell me what she said about Travis? Like, what were the main Travis
Yeah.
points? Because I'm obsessed with that relationship.
Yeah, so the things that stood out to me in particular were like that she talked about Travis for like 2 paragraphs, which I thought
Is that a
was
lot
like,
or not?
I thought
think
it was
that's a
a
lot.
lot because
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that it was a lot. So she said that when he talked about her on his podcast, which I'm always shocked that she even like knows what a podcast is. Not that she's not like in the zeitgeist, but I'm like, oh my God, she like mentioned podcasting.
She mentioned our job.
Yeah, she
So
mentioned
cool.
our job.
Taylor knows
Like,
us.
so she said that he very adorably put her on blast when he went to the Eras Tour with a friendship bracelet but never got to meet her. And then she said that was metal as hell, that he was like ripping like
Shooting his
ripping her a
shot.
new one
Yeah.
and he's shooting his shot. And then she said that they started hanging out right after, which like a lot of people thought that in September when they were first spotted at a Chiefs game that that was like their first date, but she was kind of confirming that they'd been hanging out since the summer.
So that really is how they
And,
connected, is with
yeah.
him saying the thing about the friendship bracelet. Because a lot of people online were starting to think that like maybe that they had been hanging out. First off, people were saying that her and Joe had broken up way before that was ever announced, and that she had
Yes.
started hanging out with Travis way beforehand. And then the friendship bracelet thing was more of like a soft launch to see how the
To
public
test-
would
to
respond.
test the waters.
And then they came out publicly
Yes.
later in the fall. But she's saying he literally just from
Yes.
that one sentence, she was like, get me Travis Kelce on the phone right now. We're going to start dating. That feels like, I don't know if I believe her, but at the
Yes.
same time, I'm like, why would she lie in this article? I don't know.
I know. I think it would be bold to lie in an article that this big and like
Yeah.
this momentous for her career. But I think you're right, Jackie. Like I low key still believe that they were dating beforehand.
Like that's all it takes. One
And
man on a
he was
podcast
just testing
saying
the
like,
water.
oh, I want to give Taylor my phone
Yeah.
number. And then she calls you and is like, hey, let's date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
With that being said, Taylor, we'll have you on the podcast.
Yeah,
I
because
want to give
it's
yeah,
Taylor a
yeah.
friendship bracelet that says she's all back to podcast.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, that's so funny. Did you make friendship bracelets when you went to the show?
I personally didn't make them. My friends made them and then I just wore them.
Okay.
But they all said like,
Okay.
you know, all the songs, all the things, long live Miss
Okay,
Americana. I did not have one that said
Perfect.
Travis Kelce, if that was your question.
Yeah.
No, when I went, it
When
was
she's all bad. You're
oh
like,
no, I
anything?
didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't have one like that. It was cute. The only people that really wanted to trade were like younger girls, like they're like with their mom, and they
Yeah.
were so sweet. They would come up and be like, "Hey, you want to trade bracelets?" I'm like, "Sure." But Yeah, I think that both times I went was way before the Travis Kelce phenomenon. So I didn't even know that that was so
Yeah.
powerful that I could just make a friendship bracelet that says She's All About podcast, and then Taylor
Yes,
would
and she
call
would
us
come on your
up. Yeah.
podcast. Yeah. Yeah. Wild.
I know.
Well,
It's like Kris Jenner said, why don't you
yes,
just call
Mhm.
Taylor up? So
exactly.
we should
No,
have
like,
taken Kris Jenner's advice a long
Yeah.
time ago.
and just called her up. No, no, truly. I feel that. Selena, Taylor's best friend.
Selena.
She's got a new
I was watching it
boyfriend.
in real time. I was watching all that in real. Did I tell you,
No.
Jackie? I feel like I was telling someone. Oh, maybe not. I was watching the comments. Well, you could explain what the story is, but I was watching her like reply back to fans in real time, and I was like, what is going on? She's replying back to everyone.
She just went off. So on November 25th, this is how I believe it started from my research, but correct me if I'm wrong. There's an Instagram account called @popfactions, and they posted like a rumor that Selena and Benny Blanco were dating. And then Selena just like went off, like commented on that post, replying to fans. And then she like
Yeah, pretty much.
continued for like the whole night. So she posted like on her stories a picture of her with like a B ring, and then yeah, she like it was in regards to the Benny Blanco stuff, but then also to like a bunch of other stuff. How did you even see that that was happening in real time?
I think it may have been comments by celebs account
Yeah.
that screenshotted that she was commenting. So then I went to the page and saw, I was like digging through all the comments to try to find Selena because she was like clapping back at people and it just seemed very out of character for her. I mean, she's not typically, she's still the most followed person on Instagram, but I feel like she's like
Yeah.
not on Instagram all that much.
Yeah.
But people questioning if this guy is the right choice for her, she seemed to be very defensive about that because he said something about her in the past, right?
Yeah, well, he's like really good friends with Justin and Haley.
Oh,
So
that's
I
Yeah.
think
the
that
issue.
maybe that's
Because that was going to be my
Yeah, I
question.
think
I'm
that-
like, why is this huge news that Selena Gomez is dating someone?
no,
Yeah.
because and like okay, and listeners, correct us if we're wrong, but like I think they would be a good match. Like they worked on a song together in 2019. I Can't Get Enough. They are so they've been friends for, 4-ish years. He's a producer. He's worked with like all of the top names in pop music. And like I feel like that'd be a good fit for her.
Right. So I'm like, so what's the
Yeah, I
problem?
don't get why people care.
Yeah.
I don't get why people care. Like if she's a grown adult, if she's clearly saying she said in one of the comments, this is the happiest I've ever been, and this guy is better than any guy she's ever dated, which is low key digging Justin.
Justin. Yeah.
But like if she is the happiest she's ever been, if you are a supporter of her, then just be happy for her. I think that's
Totally.
another comment she said. Like, if you really are a fan, like, why aren't you just happy? The whole thing is weird to me. Unless this
Yeah.
guy has like, I don't know, bodies in his closet or something that we don't know about. People are acting like he's this like horrible person.
Yeah,
Maybe we
which
just
maybe
don't
he
know.
could be, but again,
Yeah.
in my preliminary like searches, like it didn't seem that way.
hmm
Yeah,
It's just out of character, I think, is the most shocking. Like she doesn't normally do this. And then also she said she's logging off Instagram for the night and then
I
like kept
know.
posting.
That's like okay. I will say that is A, so relatable, but B, so cringy. Like if you are saying you're taking like an Instagram hiatus, like you actually need to take one. It's so embarrassing
Yeah.
when you like say you're gonna delete your Instagram and then like 20 hours later you're like posting.
It reminds me of when people are like, I'm going through my list of Facebook friends and I'm going to clean it out. If you want to stay one of my friends, comment below. That's what it feels like.
It's real. It's giving like normie, like my
What
sister
is-
would probably do this. Like
What is a normie? A normal person?
yeah, like us.
Oh.
Like it feels like not a celebrity like move to like
Oh, yeah.
do this. But I think her clapping back on Instagram, I don't think it's like that out of character. I don't think she does it anymore, but I feel like she used to. For example, when Justin and Haley started dating, they were getting a lot of shit on their posts, on their Instagram posts. And Selena wrote, if you can't handle the hate, then stop posting pictures of your girlfriend, LOL. It should be special between you two only. Don't be mad at your fans. They love you. And then, so this was like in 2014. And then
That was with wasn't that with Richie? What's her face?
Sophia Richie. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it was Sophia Richie.
Yeah, it's when he briefly dated her. I remember that quote.
Yeah, which was like, again, random as hell, but like,
yeah.
And then one of her fans wrote that and posted it on her Instagram. And then she replied, like, she didn't recognize that she had said that.
No.
She wrote, yeah, she wrote, not mad. It's been 6 months, BB. I will always defend my friends, family, and fans till the day I die. And I'm just like, the joke just went like straight over your head.
Wait, but I mean, slay for that commenter to remember that line, because it's so applicable in this situation. So that's pretty funny.
No, iconic, but like so embarrassing. And then a fan told her that she needs to take out her cheek implants, and she said, I've only had Botox.
That's just rude, though. Yeah, I hate that shit. Like, can we all just fucking stop? This is insane.
And I don't think she has cheek implants. Like, I do think it is just Botox.
I just feel like we shouldn't say it to her, though.
Yeah, I also feel like it's like her no one's business, whatever she wants to do or not do to her face. And like, what does that have to do with anything in this situation? It's all just giving, though, very messy. You are right. It is very normie. It's like you wouldn't expect this from the most followed person on Instagram to be just like so messy and clapping back at all these like fans. It's just like, why? What is this doing for anyone?
She's feeling normal in the moment. She probably doesn't have like her manager that. Okay, I was kind of surprised in Paris in Love, the TV show on Peacock. I use Jackie's Peacock account and watch it. Sure. Can I say that?
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay. Well, I was surprised by how much, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but by how much Paris gets help with a lot of normal things. For example, the posting of her son, which was like photos of him, obviously, and then like a caption, like, we're so in love. In the scene, her husband is literally has her phone, is typing, and then he goes, so we're gonna say da da da, and then reads it to her, and she literally looks for 2 seconds, and she's like, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, wait, the way the caption was written was like a personal message from a mother sharing the photos of her son, and like, you didn't even write the caption.
I know.
So like,
it really maybe shows this you that like,
that whole this past season, I was in shock at like some of the stuff that happened, but it seems like maybe Selena's normally has someone in control of her social media, and maybe she had her phone and was like,
she just
popped
it.
Off. I want to be a normie, and then she did.
Yeah.
Blame her.
So this is the other thing that I thought was sus, and this might be me wearing my tinfoil hat, but like the next day, her Rare Beauty body collection came out.
Like, I love this theory.
Yes,
I love it.
Because I was like, it is weird that she decided to pop off. It was like, what, Thursday, Friday? And then Saturday, she's doing press for her body collection. So she released, like, obviously Rare Beauty is makeup. They released, like, a line of, like, hand creams, body creams, like, fragrance.
Could it be that, well, I love this theory, and I love the tinfoil hat. Could it be that perhaps a lot of buzz was happening around her, and she has a smart marketing team who's like, hey, the launch was going to happen in a month. We're going to bump it up because everyone's talking about Selena, and maybe they capitalized on it, or this was strategic and she did all this just to,
do that.
launch.
Yeah. Either way, like, because her name was in the media for like this whole past weekend, and it just happened to coincide with this.
I think that's a great
launch.
Theory, because like otherwise, like in a vacuum, a lot of this doesn't make sense to me of like why.
Exactly.
Why. But if it was to get her name in the news for a silly reason, just so that it would support her launch, like that to me, I think happens a lot more often than we realize. And that makes a lot more sense, because otherwise it's like, Selena, why are you doing this? Why do you feel like you have to explain yourself to all these people? You can date whoever you want. You're a grown adult. If you're happy, like, who cares? Truly.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, like her popping off on Instagram was a little bit cringe, but like what she was saying and like what she was replying to and like what she was revealing or whatever isn't bad or embarrassing. Like, it's just normal
not at
stuff.
All.
So I wonder if they just thought that this was like a good way to. Maybe they didn't think people thought we're going to think it was cringe.
the only counter argument to the theory is that
Yes.
Selena doesn't need some crazy bombshell to get attention. Like she could
Yeah.
easily post a photo of herself and just have Benny's like hand in the corner, and then people will be like, "What? Who is that? What is that? That's a
Or
man." Blah blah
post
blah.
like the fragrance or the cream or whatever with the B ring or something like
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
or so like she really doesn't
Yeah.
have to do all
This
that
much.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have done like an Instagram live and gotten press coverage from just saying random stuff. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I think maybe there's two sides to it, but
Totally.
interesting nonetheless.
So interesting. And then that night she went out for dinner with Taylor Swift, Zoe Kravitz, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
all adding up now, though.
right?
Right.
Like, and she looked really good. And like there was
So good.
paparazzi,
With
like
the boots.
yeah, like I don't know. It does kind of just seems like it is to promote
Yeah.
something. And like hook, line, and sinker, I don't think I would have known actually about the collection,
True.
the new collection, if it wasn't for this. So
Well, are you a detective?
yeah, maybe.
FBI.
I've been doing this for a long
hire
time.
her. Yeah. I'm living for like the like Taylor, Selena always being out and about in New York era too. It's so fun to see where they're up to.
I love them. I wish I was friends with them so
I
bad.
know.
Like- God. Okay, let's talk about Hilary Duff, another Disney Channel girl. She's pregnant.
Yay. This is what dreams are made
I only knew
of.
that because of you.
Yes. Okay. I was just like, I saw this last night. I was in like a head cold fever dream, I feel like. And I was like, I need to talk about this just because I'm really shocked. I'm like, I don't know why. I feel like I was acting like I knew her personally. I was just like, I thought she was done after May.
Oh, wait.
Like,
So I'm not even realizing like she has older kids now.
yes. So she has a kid with her first husband, Mike Comrie, Luca, who's 11.
Yes.
Then she has two with her current husband, Matthew Coma, Banks, who is 4, and May, who is 2. And
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just I don't
Is this
know
the
why.
same guy? She's still married.
Yeah, she's still married to
Okay.
this guy. It seems like they are, yeah, like soulmates. The Mike Comrie
Aw.
thing was like a flash in the
Yeah,
pan.
that's so funny. Why? Okay, if she has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, I guess that's a little bit less shocking. I was just thinking about Luca.
The 11-year-old, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. So she is pregnant. They announced it via Christmas card, and it said
Aw.
so much for silent nights.
Cute.
I just got chills.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's genius. I love a good like marketing pun. That is so cute. Who came up with
Not
that?
her.
I don't
That's
know,
for sure.
but it's very cute. It's very
Yeah.
cute. Like her family, like they're all in like kind of matching PJs, but not like super matchy. And just
I
like
love that.
the card. I don't know if either of you are into like stationery a lot, but it just looked like good like thick paper and like
Quality stationery.
quality.
Got it.
Like yeah, it just seems like what you would want to give your Christmas cards out like
Yeah.
in that way.
I love that you could tell that in a photo that the stationery was
Card
quality.
stock.
It just yes,
Yeah.
it was just like I don't know. It just looked rich and like I was
Yeah.
jealous and yeah.
Wait,
but
was
I'm
it
so
a
excited.
collaboration with like a brand? Because I know
No.
celebrities will do
Yes,
collaborations.
okay.
I don't want to say them because no free ads. But like
No.
I've seen that in the past where they're like,
I
Merry
know.
Christmas. This is
With-
my Christmas card from
Yeah.
Am
XYZ.
I da da da?
Yes, yes.
No, I was thinking the same thing, but like I don't think it was, which is like again, that's baller to like not even need the ad money or whatever. But yeah, it's really cute. It says Happy Holidays, buckle up, buttercups. We're adding one more to this crazy bunch, the Duff Bear Comrie crew.
Cute.
It's very, very
Hilary
cute.
Duff is so funny to me. Where like I feel like
yeah.
everyone loves her so much and like she gets put on such a pedestal and praise. And I love Hilary Duff too, but I feel like she does like the littlest thing and everyone's like, yes, like she's the queen of like give us nothing, but everyone eats it up so much just because she has such a chokehold on our childhoods that like Hilary
I
Duff could like
know.
sneeze and everyone would be like, Hilary Duff, guys, sneeze. And everyone gets excited about it. It's so
Sneezed.
funny. Or like, have you seen on TikTok
wait,
the way they make fun of the way she used to do the with love dance? Where it's like, yes,
Yes,
queen, give us
yes,
nothing.
yeah.
And she's just like
Nothing.
literally a robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the people are eating it up.
Dun-dun.
Every
So
little
many
thing she
thoughts.
does is like hilarious to me. I don't know why.
Well, the
Me
With Love
too.
dance just proves that they tried to put everyone in the same cookie
Yeah.
cutter mold. Like, if she's not a dancer,
Yes.
don't make the girl fucking dance. She
Yes.
looks ridiculous. But I just Googled
Yes.
the card.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This isn't just a little thing. This is freaking iconic. Like, this is brilliant. Like, I'm such a marketing person. Like, look at them. And then all the kids look disheveled
Oh.
and in pajamas. Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
they look
That's a
really
well thought
cute.
out card.
It's really
I
cute.
love.
I feel like it's what the royal family wanted their card to give. And
I didn't see theirs. What was theirs?
well, I saw like the Kate and Will crew, and they were in. It was actually very Kardashian Christmas card, but they were in all white t-shirts, jeans, in like a very casual.
See, I feel like that's
Pose,
almost
I would
giving
say.
like that was giving Sears like photo booth card is the royal family Christmas card. It's like you guys literally went to the local Kmart and shot that.
Yeah,
way I did in the 90s.
That's actually fair. Yeah, Kmart,
With the matching white
exactly.
button downs. Like I'm looking at it right now. Like, ew.
It's very 90s.
They're just like trying to be relatable. And it's like maybe just lean into the fact that you're literally royal and you're not relatable.
Aspiration.
like
yeah,
at all.
it's more like aspirational.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Did either of you watch How I Met Your Mother or How I Met Your Father?
No.
The Hilary Duff one? No. Okay. Or Younger or any of her recent projects?
I haven't kept up with her recent work. No, I just know
Okay.
Lizzie McGuire.
Honestly, she still has it.
She does?
I love her. Yeah.
Love that for her.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, she really is like. I watched the two seasons of How I Met Your Father, and like, even though the show was like not good at all, like she just, I don't know, she holds my.
She's
attention
very
at least,
charming.
like,
She's very sweet.
truly.
Because I feel like I don't think she's like that great of an actress, but for some reason it doesn't matter. Like she literally can just be like, hey,
Yeah.
it's Hilary Duff. And everyone's like, yay.
Especially in shows like this, like in the like 22-minute comedies
Yeah.
or whatever, like that's her bag
For sure.
Okay, let's move on to Pettyweight Champion of the Week. This is the part of the show where our guests will nominate a Pettyweight Champion of the Week, someone in the media who did something petty and it was iconic. Stephanie, let's start with you. Who are you nominating this week?
I'm going to nominate Kylee Russell from Bachelor in Paradise because she
Ooh, tea.
announced her breakup with Aven. And as I said on our podcast, I think it's a very strategic move to not just say like, oh, we broke up. She said that there were multiple infidelities, and that kind of dragged him in the process because like I said, they could have just said it didn't work out, but she very much painted him as the villain. And in turn, I mean, not like I think that anyone should get hate, but in turn Aven got so much backlash that he actually deactivated his Instagram and Twitter.
He did?
Oh no,
So-
That's news to me.
way.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, I don't support sending the hate,
course.
but I will nominate Kylee for you got cheated on multiple times from someone that you thought you were going to marry, and good, you should tell everyone that there were multiple infidelities. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's wild. Do you think most people, even if they're like Bachelor contestants, will like cover up for the person if
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's very messy to reveal that. And I wonder if more is going to come out as like, once she's off contract and can go on podcasts and share her side of the story more. We kind of saw this a little bit with Brandon and Serene, who were like the it couple from the show. And then he apparently was unfaithful, depending on whose story you hear. And I feel like there's more to the story here. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You could just say it was messy, things didn't work out.
yeah.
It's a choice to reveal that. That's a lot more complicated than we would have thought. And we think that they like hard launched their relationship on Instagram after the finale because they can't post together until the show's over. They hard launch, and then literally the next day she posts this story saying that
she
there were
didn't
multiple.
know obviously when they had hard launched. Yeah,
Right.
that's brutal.
So what we think is that they hard launched, and then someone on Instagram DM'd her and said like, oh, like I didn't know you were with him. And then I was wondering like, how would that have been? Like, how would he have gotten away with this? He's literally on TV dating her, but maybe he was telling girls he was hooking up
That
with
they were
like,
broken up.
oh yeah, I don't leave.
we
yeah, I don't.
we ended things. Yeah.
Right. So your hard launch then told all the girls that you were cheating with that you are together. And
Yeah,
I mean,
because I guess all the
had to have
girls were
happened.
probably waiting for them to break up on the show or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just
Right.
didn't. And then they were like, hi, like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. But the day before he posts on his Instagram, like, the best things in life are worth fighting for, and you're the most important thing in my life. And literally a day later.
So crazy.
Brutal. They obviously weren't like living together or like.
No, or
No.
engaged.
Yeah.
They leave the show as a couple, but have been dating this whole time. I mean, the show wrapped at the end of the summer and it's December, so you've been dating for several months. Just crazy.
Wild. That is so crazy. But they couldn't obviously post on socials. It's like the perfect storm because you couldn't post on socials. So then the other girls wouldn't know either. That is so wild.
And when you're in hiding, when you're like a couple from the show and the show is airing, you have to do like secret hangouts. Like you can hang out, but you can't be seen in public. So it's like the perfect crime.
Oh my God. Ew, that makes it so much worse, I feel like.
I know.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, she is a perfect Pettyweight Champion of the week because yeah, she totally could have just been like, hey, we decided to like separate amicably and
or do what everyone in Bachelor Nation does and just ignore it. Like a lot of people will break up and then over time people speculate if they've broken up because they're like, oh, he didn't like her latest post. Oh, she did this and they were here and he wasn't spotted with her. Instead, she just like nipped it in the bud and revealed what happened right away. And yeah,
wild. Well, good for
Champion.
her, honestly. I hope she goes on to do great things. That's really shitty. That's sad for me.
Yeah.
Jackie, who are you nominating?
I am going to nominate a wonderful duo, Miss Kathy Hilton and Miss Paris Hilton, who were recently on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy Cohen was asking them about like Kyle and Mauricio stuff, and I feel like I'm nominating them for being petty because they both said so little, but like gave like silly little like glances, which said so much. You know what I mean? Like Andy would be like, oh, Kathy, are you surprised? And she like 20-minute pause and she'd be like, yes and no. And then he would ask the same thing to Paris and she'd be like, yeah. But like they wanted to say so much. And then at one point, Kathy was, saying like, oh, Kyle really like, she did a lot of work there with like kind of alluding to because I don't think they like Mauricio because of all the drama between Kathy's husband and Mauricio kind of like stealing his business or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I just think they took an opportunity to just like throw a little shade in like a classy little petty way. And I appreciated it very much.
I love that. They really are like made for
yes,
TV and stuff
so
like
much
that.
so.
And I love when people do that because it's like, yeah, you can like deny that you said anything.
And I feel like Kathy
like,
is the queen of that. Like she just like is so good at like stirring a little pot, but being like, oh, me? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, she's messy.
So messy.
She's messy in the Paris and Love show too.
Yeah.
Like way messier than I thought. Honestly, I highly recommend. It's so messy.
Yeah, actually, one of my patrons, shout out to Jade, just asked me to cover Paris and Love season 2 on my Patreon.
Is 2 what's on, or is it? Oh, it is 2 is the one that's current.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's good. It's way better. Well, the first one was all about her wedding planning. And to be honest, I wasn't like buying anything. I just don't believe a lot of the stuff is real. In this one, while obviously a lot of stuff is probably still not real, there's some underlying issues that seem to be real, like her juggling how to deal with working and have a newborn.
Totally.
Or like, I'm gonna go in and check on the baby, like she just like checks on him throughout the day, but the baby's with someone else all day long.
I know but I think that's telling to like what it is like growing up with parents like
Kathy
Paris,
like celebrity
and Kathy, and like it kind of was giving like Kardashian vibes. Like I think it is kind of like that. So,
but they never. But it was almost refreshing to see it because I feel like that's something that you would want to cover up. I'm surprised that she was so okay to reveal the fact that
she doesn't know any different. Probably
she doesn't. And like
What did you guys think of her having a surrogate for her second child and like not telling her family?
I think that also is very telling about like the relationship that she has with her mom. And I think that's something they really like, even the fact that like they do these appearances together on Watch What Happens Live. I think that there's a whole undertone of like trauma and a lot of messy stuff that happened within that relationship that I feel like they really try to like brush under the rug and cover up. And I think the surrogate thing was really just like telling of maybe how complicated that relationship really is. Cause that's a lot to like literally be having a child via surrogate and you just don't tell your mom. That clearly shows there's a lot of trauma and a lot to unpack there. And I feel like they always try to like brush it under the rug, but we know what happened. We saw the documentary.
I was gonna say, is her mom the one that sent her to the school? Yeah. So like, yeah, that's just something.
It's so messy, and it's just like
get past. Yeah.
They're just, both of them, I think, are really, really good at trying to like manipulate the narrative. But I just think we're at a point where like as audiences we can like see through it a little bit better than maybe we did 10 years ago.
No, I think that's so true. Okay, finally, let's wrap up with This Week in Petty, where our guests are going to share stories about something that happened in their real lives that they are petty about. Jackie, let's start with you. What are you petty about?
What am I petty about this week, this whole month? I am petty about the holidays because I am tired. And it just seems like ever since Thanksgiving ended and we're in like full on holiday season, legitimately every single day there is like something. And I get it. It's like a nice time of year and there's like a lot of holiday parties and people just wanting to get together before the holidays and the end of the year. And it's all really nice and all really fun. But I just feel like the amount of times that I have drank alcohol in the past 3 weeks, I'm like, I need a night off. Even if it's just like, oh, a group of friends need to catch up and get a holiday dinner before the end of the year. It's like, it's every single night. And I'm so tired and I don't want to drink any more alcohol. Like I've literally had alcohol every single day for the past 3 weeks. And I'm like, enough.
I know. This might be a hot take, but I'm going sober till New Year's.
This is like what a time to make that choice, but I applaud you for it. Because I just feel disgusting. No,
I feel disgusting. Yeah. Like it's way too much. I totally agree with you. It's just like thing after thing, which is again has been lovely. Right. But like I am such a homebody and stuff like that. Like I need to do like one big thing like every 2 weeks.
And it's also just like we're not dying. Guys, we're all gonna be here in January. Yeah. What is the rush to get together now versus like legitimately this week, it's every single day. I have to like go do a holiday activity after the work day. And it's beautiful. Yes, 'tis the season, but I'm tired and I don't want to drink anymore. I need like a couple days off.
That's why I call Jackie the Grinch.
Yeah, I am.
I call Jackie the Grinch. I got her a black stocking. It's this answer. Yeah. Is it? Oh, it looks so cute. It proves why you've earned that nickname. I showed my husband and he's like, why did you get her that? I was like, because she's the Grinch. And he's like, why is she the Grinch? I'm like, because she's the Grinch. And I just like didn't elaborate anymore. I'm like, that's just it.
That's so funny. No, I get that though. Like I've been enjoying like holiday baking and I have my tree up and the music and stuff like that and the lights.
I know, it is really pretty.
Yeah. Last night I was like, oh, the lights are nice, but like the other parts of it, I'm just like, I can't do like.
Just everyone wants a piece of you this month, right? No, exactly, and it's just like I only have so much to give.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm right there with you. And like it's only the 13th.
I know. So. We still have 2 more weeks of just like nonstop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It'll be almost over. And then January is always a nice, peaceful, quiet month to reset. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like who am I looking forward to January? Like literally the worst month of the year, but
yeah, I know.
Sorry, no offense, because Stefanie has her birthday in January. But it's not against you personally. Other than January 7th, all the other days of January suck.
Okay, that's fair.
My God, I feel that though. Stefanie, what about you? What are you petty about this week?
I'm petty about, like Jackie, this month, trolls on the internet. I think that people are just like ruthless, and a lot of times if I see, even if they're not directed at me or our podcast, or they're just directed in general, sometimes they are about us, but people will say like something nasty and then follow it up with an opinion-based topic. And it's like, you're being so mean off of something that isn't even factual. Like if we say something on a podcast and you disagree about literally anything, there was something I just saw that I said, like Bachelor televised weddings aren't great. That's just my opinion. And someone's like, oh my God, I can't stand you. Bachelor weddings are awesome. And I'm like, wait, why? You can't stand me. Why is that necessary? And I just see this shit all the time. And honestly, the backlash Gary got, and it's people are so quick to flip a switch.
100%. Something's
and
in the
I
water.
can't stand that. That's really honestly what is it this year in Petty?
Yes.
I just feel like before you send something mean, like think about what you're actually saying. Is it worth it?
Right.
Totally.
Say it to yourself out loud.
Totally. And it's like, it's not like you're like holding people accountable for like their wrongdoings. You're literally talking shit about stuff that does not matter at all. Like, yeah, I get that. The stuff about the Golden Bachelor like really is awful too, because like for the last 3 months, everyone has been just like so happy and like singing his praises and stuff like that, and then like just within one weekend that's just wiped out. And like,
oh yeah, they love you till they don't.
Totally. This is like an older man that probably like doesn't understand social media or like the fucking vicious fans or whatever, and like his life could be like ruined. Like, I don't know,
it won't be though. He's gonna be fine.
I hope not.
He has the wedding coming up, and I think the way he's handled it by kind of not addressing it is the best, because I think a lot of people have forgotten about it, to be honest, and people have definitely moved on.
Yeah.
But I think even like just like how mean the internet is in general with Teresa, I have videos up just about Teresa. And because of that, they've become like literal message boards for people to just harass this poor woman about her looks and her personality and this and that, and tearing her to shreds. And I'm just like, how is this like, does everyone just like turn off their phones at the end of the night and just be like, all right, another day? Like, we're just all okay with being so rude and evil?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I know. I was like, why was I talking to my therapist like 2 weeks ago about how people on the internet, on Reddit, were saying that like my voice is annoying and I say literally too much. I'm like, why am I wasting a therapy session?
Dude, I literally did that.
Yeah.
I literally talked to my therapist about haters online.
Literally. And like for like the dumbest shit, like people saying, yeah, like my voice is annoying or whatever. It's like,
I'm sorry. Your voice is not annoying.
Thank you.
At all.
But
you
like,
have a fucking awesome podcast.
Thank you. But like, I literally, for some reason, those things stick out. Like a million people could be like, I love your podcast, but it's like that one thing that just like sticks out that I don't know. It's brutal. I get it. There's something that's, I don't know if it's like a turning point, but yeah, I definitely feel like the last couple years on the internet have just been so brutal. Like, it's not fun.
Yeah.
A lot of it's not fun anymore.
And it's like, it's not to say that like, I don't have things that I see that annoy me. Like, I'll be on TikTok and if something bothers, but I literally swipe up. Like, I just move on. And I don't get how most people. You're not a hater, you said?
No, I am a hater, but I scroll, I unfollow, I move on with my life. Maybe I say it on a podcast, like, but like with more context, I feel like, and like explanation, and like, I don't know, it's just like those random comments that are just like so brutal.
I know. I do think post-pandemic, I think people are just like a lot lonelier, a lot more online, and I do think it is like a lot worse now than it's been in the past few years.
No, that's good. I'm glad that you're calling out the like more like broader context instead of just like on the individual, because you're right, it's probably not always that the individual's like a nasty
but it probably
person.
also is that like there are a lot of nasty unhappy people, but that doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? Like there was a lot of stuff that went on the past few years.
100%.
People are struggling, people are really lonely. Not that doesn't make it right, but people are ruthless.
I just don't get, if you don't like something, like why you have to like leave your mark before you go. It's giving I'm signing off Instagram for the night, and then you keep posting. Like if you don't like a podcast, or you don't like a show, or you don't like something, just there's the door, bro. Like no one's gonna miss you. Just, you don't need to leave your mark before you go. And I just wonder what's going through someone's head that they feel like they need to tell you why you suck before they leave.
Totally.
Just go.
I know.
Trust me, I won't even notice.
And for some reason, like, it bugs me so much, because I'm like, if you are saying this, like, it's something I have thought a million times. Like, don't think I don't know this, or like haven't thought about this about myself or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's so brutal to me. And I get it like a little, like a smidgen. I could not imagine if I was like Taylor Swift or a Bachelor contestant or something like that, because I get like 0.0001% of it. All of my listeners are like lovely and stuff like that. But man, oh man.
I know, it's rough out there.
It's fucking rough out there.
Yeah. Well, on that happy note,
I was gonna say
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, yeah, happy holidays. No, okay, tell us, to end on a nice note, tell us what people can look forward to on your podcast coming up.
So literally just today we released our like last episode
at
of
4
the year at 4 a.m. Our last episode of the year, which is like our normal episode where we do Bachelor in Paradise recaps. We recap the finale. We have a lot of like great creeps where we just kind of talk about Bachelor news. And because it was the finale, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of intertwined with that and with the golden finale. And it's really exciting because this is our first episode that Stefanie and I shot together live in the studio. So we also have the video version up on YouTube. So go check that out. And so we have some really fun social clips where you can actually see us talking to each other, which is really fun. So a good way to go out of 2023 with a bigger episode. So go check that out. And anything else, Stefanie?
Yeah, we have more content obviously coming in January, and we are excited. Mm-hmm. So stick around if you want to hear more Bachelor news, but also pop culture news in general, because in 2024, we're going to start getting into more just like broader pop culture reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we'll have to have you on now.
Thank you.
Can come on and we'll talk like Taylor.
Yes. Okay. That makes me so happy because there's so many Bachelor podcasters that I love so much, but I'm like, babes, like I can't watch the show. Like I can't commit to the 3 hours a week. Like there's so many, like
we barely could.
For the finale, I literally had to turn it off and come back another day. I was like, this is ruthless. And it was 3 hours. Yeah.
I know. Like it's really tough. You two are truly doing
Thank
the
you
Lord's
so
work.
much.
Like,
we're soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, share your @, and then we can sign off.
My @ is She's All Batch. It's the Instagram account. It's on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm @ Jackie Maroney _ my Instagram and TikTok.
And you can find She's All Batch on pretty much any podcast platform. And also if you search She's All Batch in YouTube now, you can go watch that full video episode.
It's really fun.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Torry. We love coming on. And we'll definitely have you come on in the beginning of the new year.
Thank you. And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Stefanie and Jackie for joining me on today's episode. If you'd like more, you can join me over on Patreon, patreon.com/RTBP podcast. This week, I'm recapping my trip to Nashville with some of the podcast collective girlies. And it was a wild weekend. It was the Wild Wild West. It was super fun. I got a drunk tattoo with one of the girls. And we saw drag, and we went down Broadway, and we ate hot chicken, and we were stuck in the Bluebird Cafe during a private tour during the tornado. So absolutely wild. Like I sometimes I can't even believe that I am living this life, but we are recapping all of that on the Patreon this weekend. I want to shout out Alana W and Jasmine B. Thank you so much for being Petty Betties. I appreciate you so much, and for you supporting my work. I hope you have the best holiday season and the best year to come. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter @ RTBP Podcast. And I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I'm ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.